There's ET porn as well.
ET porn. Ouch.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly show.
Okay, welcome back to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Show. And welcome back to another edition.
Welcome to the video collection.
Do you remember when you used to get blank tapes and you used to have like the letters come with it in the numbers?
Oh yeah,
so you used
yeah,
to get to put
shit,
like
yeah,
Star
yeah.
Trek 1 on it and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, I had a mate who had like a shelf in his living room that his dad had put together, and there was all these videos taped up for TV, but all the labels had been like printed out on his like fancy computer.
Really?
So it all looked really like kind of officious
Quality.
It like Police Academy 1 to like fucking 9 or whatever there is.
Yeah.
Like all the Star Trek films, all the Star Wars films. They had all 3 fucking Star Wars films back when like you could never watch them. You couldn't find them on video, and they would show like the Empire or Jedi now and then on TV. So this was amazing to just borrow all 3 and watch them properly. Like
That's what I found when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Every Christmas they showed A New Hope.
Yeah,
Every Christmas.
Yeah.
Like clockwork. And then
I never saw it when I was a kid. That was never on.
Really?
That was the one they never showed.
all through the 80s they
I had
showed
to
it.
wait to
And
watch
then
that.
all of a sudden
Yeah.
one year they showed Return of the Jedi. And I thought, hey, where's Empire?
Yeah.
So I watched Return of the Jedi before Empire, so I never had that reveal.
Yeah. The first one I ever watched was I think it was Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
And I didn't really know what Star Wars was then. I was about 5 years old. But then suddenly, I'm like, hang on a minute, I recognise all this. And I went and grabbed all these toys, and there's all the toys from the Empire Strikes Back. So I had like Han and his Bespin gear, and like Luke Skywalker and the Tauntauns and all that shit. And like, this is all from this.
Yeah.
Went mad as a kid. I'm like, right now I'm a Star Wars fan. This is it. Yeah. And that made really like the going back to the Han and Carbonite again. Confused the shit out of me as a kid. Like that was really like just so weird. Just so weird.
So yeah, VHS artwork.
Best VHS artwork, right? So, I mean that's a minefield in itself.
That is a whole topic on its own.
Yeah,
because part of going into like the video store is you get captured by the artwork.
Oh yeah,
it
totally.
just takes you in, and it's like
and horror movies.
Horror
the best
movies,
artwork.
yeah, they do.
Because such
They
imagination went into that. Like, if you look for the old videos of like the first time they re-released all the video nasties like Basket Case and The Evil Dead and all those films, they had amazing covers. The artwork was just super. I put a load of that up, like because it just looked really good. And then like Forefront released them years later, and they looked shit.
Yeah.
And they did like a photo from the film and shoved that on.
I remember going and getting The Exterminator with my mum and dad.
Oh yeah.
With Robert Ginty in, and I love that cover. Like it was like slick, and he had a crash helmet on from a motorbike.
Yeah,
he had like a flamethrower, and I thought, Jesus, what's
amazing
this?
stuff.
And the film was.
Yeah, it was better than Lady Terminator.
Lady Terminator is an acquired taste, mate, shall we say?
Yeah.
But yeah, things like for me, it was like I remember like even though I didn't get The Evil Dead at the time, I love the artwork of that. Excalibur as well. Was absolute.
Oh yeah, that's
beautiful,
amazing poster.
Had a great poster, great artwork. But the horror films.
Yeah, Vipco posters were amazing. It's just so disappointing because they brought all these Vipco films back out on DVD in the early 2000s, and they were all uncut, and they're the best versions you could ever see of these films. But the cover was just black with gold writing on it. Yeah. They got rid of all the artwork, and the artwork was like what made these things, like zombie flesh eaters with the hand coming out the ground and all that shit. It was just amazing,
Exactly. The artwork did make the film. This is what's in store for you, and most of the time you didn't get any of that.
Yeah, and some really fucking weird looking VHS as well, like Uninvited with the cat coming out the creature coming out the cat's mouth. You look at some of these things, you're like, well, what the fuck is going on here?
But it was a great time though, mate, wasn't it? It was very, like growing up in the 80s for me was a very experimental time for like videos.
Oh, of course, I'd buy films just for the cover, just to see what was going on. The Nostril Picker is one, which has got a guy picking his nose with a shotgun on the cover. And you're like, that's got to be good. And you get it home, and it's shit. It's shockingly bad. It's really badly filmed as well. And like other stuff, like From Beyond. I remember buying that because of the cover. It looked weird. Like Creepshow, I mean, amazing.
Creepshow was a great one,
Yeah. But these things are just
things like Near Dark as well.
Near Dark, yeah. But yeah, it was gutting when they like they brought these things up later on and got rid of all the artwork. Like Evil Dead was like a real case for that. Like the first 3 films when they first came out looked amazing, and then after that, all the subsequent releases looked like worse and worse and worse. Yeah. Until like Evil Dead 2, you just got like a skull with eyeballs in it. And you're like, I don't want that. It's not iconic. Yeah.
Right. So
I guess we'll move on now. I'm going to jumble these up a little bit because I think we should go on to like kind of banned videos now, like films that were banned, you couldn't get anywhere when you were a kid that you managed to watch somehow or had to wait for. I mean, mine, I watched A Clockwork Orange when I was about 10 years old, and that was for a friend of ours had it, but it was completely banned until like years and years later. Yeah. But amazing. I love the book as well. I mean, that was
an amazing film.
Yeah,
an amazing film. For me, my banned video was The Exorcist.
Ah, right. Okay.
I heard because I watched all the horror movies and everything like that. I was gagging for this film.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it's banned. It's the most horrific film ever. It's so scary.
Yeah.
And it got re-released in the cinema.
What did you think when you saw it?
I was disappointed. No, I was disappointed.
Okay.
However,
then
I watched it again.
Yeah.
Then I watched it again.
Yeah.
Then I watched it again.
And then once the novelty of it being banned wore off.
And it becomes better and better with every watch.
I get that.
And then I watched the Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Oh, that's the best one, isn't it?
And that is something to behold.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, once again, we had all these weird videos. We didn't have The Exorcist, obviously, because it was banned. We had The Exorcist 2 video. And our mates would come around and they go, oh, The Exorcist, that's banned. Yeah. But this isn't, this should be banned.
Yeah, it should be banned. Yeah. Crimes against film.
So I watched that before I watched The Exorcist.
Yeah, me too.
And what the fuck? It's like a weird episode of Quincy with demonic stuff going on. And had that weird feel to it.
And Richard Burton looks at the camera, doesn't he? It's just like mesmerised. And it's
could have been quite good.
And it's Pazuzu and everything like that.
And the original kid who got possessed was Darth Vader all along, wasn't it?
Yeah,
or the voice of him,
exactly,
anyway. David L. Jones. Is it David L. Jones?
James L. Jones.
James L.
His
Vader.
brother.
Yeah.
And can we talk about Exorcist 3?
Yeah, because
I think that's, for me, I watched that with my mum when it came out, and that was, for me, that's an underrated classic.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic.
If anybody goes, what's your favourite horror film, or what horror film scares you the most?
Yeah, what made an impact? Exorcist 3.
And it's because of Brad Dourif's performance as James Venom.
Oh shit, yeah, he's really good. He's great at everything he did, basically.
Like, George C. Scott's performance in it is brilliant.
Yeah.
James Venom's performance in it is brilliant. And almost, when they're like in the cell, and you've got one beam of light coming, and then another beam of light coming, it almost feels like a two-man play. You know, it's like a film like that. You know, and that. It's just like, you know, good against evil. You know, it's like, and James Venom's so.
The worst thing about that film was the actual exorcism bit at the end.
Yeah,
there's a reason for that.
Because that was tagged on, wasn't it?
That wasn't in the book, and it wasn't in the film. It wasn't supposed to be there. So we would look for, if you would look for like fan edits of films, I go on about them quite a lot because I love fan edits and various versions. But look for a fan edit called Legion, and that's where they stripped that film down to make it like it was supposed to be.
Because that's what the book was called, wasn't it?
It ends with him just shooting him, and that's it.
Because Damien Harris goes, now Bill, shoot me now.
Yeah.
And he just shoots him, and that's
it. Yeah, that's so much better than the whole like stupid over the top.
But they wanted, because it was called Exorcist, they wanted the an exorcism.
A studio enforced exorcism does not a great movie make or something like that. They said that at the end of the fan edit. I thought that's brilliant, like a page in the Bible or something, you know.
And did you notice how many like stars were in like the sort of, you know, when George C. Scott has that sort of dream about like Ed Flanders?
He's dead.
And you see Patrick Ewing, Fabio, Samuel L. Jackson's in it without his real
crazy, isn't it?
Voice. It's somebody else's dub voice.
Yeah. The old lady crawling on the ceiling and stuff. It's just the bit where the person runs out to kill, runs across the hallway
and has those ones. He held on it for a long time.
Yeah.
And you thought, is it going to be jump scare? Is it going to be? And they left it. You know.
One of the first sort of jump scare things, I guess. But that film really worked for me. It made up for Exorcist 2, I think. The other films, the two prequels. So they made one prequel, and then that was shit, and then they made it again, and it was still shit.
And it's still shit.
You got to learn not to make Exorcist prequels because they don't work. It's the same as Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You can't just keep making prequels.
Oh, they tried though, mate. Okay.
So yeah, so actually, I'll quickly say about my experience with The Exorcist as well. Actually, me and a bunch of mates, we bought it like literally like the day it got released. You know, I'm going out and getting that. We're gonna watch it, and my mates all hated it and they thought it was like slow moving and crap. But because I had this like Catholic upbringing, it all meant there's something different to me. So I found it a genuinely scary film, and one thing I always loved about it the most, this is the bit that always gets me, and it gets a lot of people, it's talked about quite a lot, but the bit where he's at the train station and the tramp says, can you spare some money for an old altar boy, Father? And he's staring at him, and you don't think much of that, and then later on, the possessed Reagan says that to him right at the very end of the film, and you're like, it gives me goosebumps talking about it, because like he's there the whole time. That's the devil back then watching him, getting ready for all this shit.
I think
that's really clever.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. The Exorcist gives you goosebumps.
The dream sequence as well, where his mum's coming up the stairs and stuff. Like, that just always fucking freaked me out. But dream sequences always do. Like Rosemary's Baby had a dream sequence where she's listening to the next door neighbours arguing, but in her dream they're like, one of them's like a nun and the other one is someone else, and they've all got different like personas. That always freaked me out as well, because you know, I
always find in The Exorcist the mother as well as like, it's almost like her story as well, because you can feel so much of her pain. Like, you know, she's frantic, she's going around to all these psychologists, all these psychiatrists, and they just can't find out what.
And she looks the part. She does so well to look just haggard and
she's
ruined.
At the end of her tether when she's speaking to Jason Miller as like Father Karras, and you know, will somebody help me?
Also got a weird like similarity to Rocky. The way the priest is doing the jogging in the tracksuit around that kind of area. He does look a bit like Rocky. Yeah, it always maybe gave that kind of Rocky vibe to it as well. Which is
all great performances in that movie.
Yeah.
All great. Like when there's Max von Sydow and Jason Miller and they're on the stairs, and it's just they're quiet. They're just trying to build themselves up for another go. And it's like Jesus, So rightly said as one of the best horror films ever made.
Fantastic. So I guess let me think what else. So there's something else I'm missing, isn't there? Another thing that was banned. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I went out and bought that like as soon as it was released. When I was a kid, like quite a lot younger, I went to a shopping centre in Manchester. So if anyone who lives in Manchester or did live in Manchester in the 90s is watching this, please like comment and let me know. But there was a shop in there which specialised in selling like pirated horror movies that were banned. So they had like zombie flesh eaters and Chainsaw Massacre and all these videos there, like black and white photocopied cases. I remember looking through it and being like, wow, it's got like, it's like my like field of dreams, man. But like, how does this exist? How do you have a shop for bootleggers?
I don't.
Legally.
Yeah, exactly.
But this shit happened in the 90s. There was loads of it around. Like, it just didn't seem to be a problem.
It was a different world back then, mate.
Very different world back then, yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on now to, we'll go straight to the Friday the 13th films, because I figured that in the subsequent episodes we've done, we talked about Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Psycho films. We haven't talked about Friday the 13th. But just before we get into it, weird little thing I looked up recently. I was watching Halloween, the first Halloween film, and the bit where they go to the grave to find his sister's grave. And he's talking to the graveyard caretaker. He's saying about the guy who killed his family. He went and got a chainsaw and came back in, and then he cuts him off and goes, "Where's the grave?" That guy is the son of the bank manager in Mary Poppins. The guy with the weird voice. Well, he's to Africa, that guy. Remember that guy? That's him. He's in Halloween as the fucking graveyard, like a caretaker.
They show up in unexpected places, mate.
So weird. You'd never put those two together by any connection, but there you go, you know. There's a pub quiz question for you, I guess. But yeah, okay, so Friday the 13th. So what was your first experience with these films?
The first one. With Kevin Bacon, I think.
Bacon, that's right.
Brilliant twist. Absolutely amazing film. Loved it. I think I watched that after I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, so...
Oh, okay. Different vibe.
Different vibe, yeah. So, yeah, that was my first vibe into it. Is like,
So that was you. So you started with the first one. That's a good place to start, I think.
And then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Saw all them, and then worked my way up to my favourite, Part 8.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Jason Takes Manhattan. And I don't know why it is, because it's absolute garbage.
He breaks the boombox.
That is
the mask off.
part of it.
That's amazing. yeah, a weird thing about that, a mate of mine, not really a mate, I guess, a person I know on the internet, he makes a lot of like fan edits where he sticks in deleted scenes back in.
Yeah.
And he did Jason Takes Manhattan, and the shot he put back in at the end is where Jason opens his mouth, and there's a little tiny version of Jason in his mouth.
Wow.
Yeah. So the whole thing of him being not a disabled kid, but an actual normal kid lying in a pool at the end of it.
But that's bizarre.
But that wasn't bad enough. There was actually a scene where there's a tiny version of himself in his own mouth. That was almost in the film.
So would you say that was a reboot of the series because he goes back to a child?
Oh, I suppose it could be. It could be. I mean, those films are just bizarre.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I love the bit
part
where
9 where like he's a slug.
Yeah.
That's very strange,
And
right?
the bit where like he smacks the head off that boxer.
Yeah. Give me your best shot. Give me your best shot. Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Jason in
We
space?
can. Jason Space, Jason X.
Yes.
Yeah, that was something else.
That was another sort of 90s, early 2000s
That
film.
gave me similar vibes to Jason Takes Manhattan, because in Manhattan they're in a boat the whole way through,
Yeah.
and in this one they're in a spaceship.
Yeah.
It's a very similar kind of like setting and situation going
absolutely,
on throughout. Really. Yeah. Jason in space. They did everyone. They did Leprechaun in space.
They did.
They did Hellraiser. Even Hellraiser goes to space in part 4.
Yeah.
They haven't done Michael Myers in space yet, and I'm
Not
waiting
yet.
for it.
Or
I'm
Freddie,
waiting for
yeah.
it. The next Halloween Ends would be Michael Myers
Goes
goes
to
up into
space,
space,
yeah.
and Jamie Lee Curtis in an astronaut suit, to fight him. And then they bump into the alien from Aliens, and it all goes fucking crazy. And that'd probably be a better film than what they're actually going to do. I reckon, you know. But So my experience of Friday the 13th. I started in the best possible place you could. We watched part 5.
Wow.
Part 5 was my first experience with Friday the 13th.
Yeah, because one of the Coreys turns
Yeah.
up, and one of the Coreys is.
Oh, he's in one
Yeah,
before, isn't
Corey,
he?
yeah.
Yeah, Corey Feldman. Yeah.
Feldman, yeah.
But yeah, me and a mate of mine, we went to HMV and we wanted to spend our pocket money, and he saw like a Friday the 13th films. We're like, which one can we afford? Part 5 was cheap. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, mate.
Yeah, can't be a reason for that. But it's about 5, I think. So we got it. We took it home. We watched it. You get to the ooh baby,
Yeah.
ooh baby. You get to that bit with the shit box.
Yeah.
The shit box is giving me the creeps. That whole bit is like absolutely fucking bizarre. The weird chick dancing to like electro music.
Yeah.
Kind of like sort of blocked up and all of that. The fat guy. The fat guy who Google the fat bloke eating the candy bar. He gets his head cut off by he gets chopped up by that other guy. Now, you want to Google him and look for him and Corey Haim's relationship, and you'll find out some nasty stuff there. I don't want to say too much because, like, I don't know if it's been proved or not, but look him up.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You're really out of line.
Yeah. Fuck. But yeah, that was a strange film. That was a very odd introduction to Jason Voorhees.
What about the remake? Have you seen that?
Yeah, it was alright. They just basically shoved the first 3 films in together to make a remake,
Pretty
didn't they?
much,
Really,
yeah.
I mean, there's so many though. I don't really like the remakes. I like Chainsaw Massacre remakes. It all just seems a bit pointless.
The thing is that, like, you know, when they're on, they're on. And you just sit down and watch them.
Exactly.
You know,
like
that.
Jason vs Freddie.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan, but I will watch it when it's on TV because it's fun.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the second one I ever watched was part 2.
Okay.
So we watched part 5, then part 2. Part 2's got the sack over his head, the eyeball. I loved it.
I was alright.
A lot of people don't like that film, but I really enjoyed it. Like the first time I watched it, I thought it was great. It's better than number 5.
Yeah.
Then we watched part 6 after that.
Yeah.
And part 6 is amazing because it's just so silly. But this is when he's a zombie from now on. You know, he's now a supernatural being. You know, he's covered in maggots.
Do you remember?
I really enjoyed that.
Do you remember the one where he put a woman in a sack and whacked her in his throat?
Yeah. Is that 7? Was
Yeah,
it
I think so.
Jason versus Carrie, basically the psychic girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so God, I remember one of the weirdest ones for me was watching part 3, I think, because that was originally in 3D. I've got the 3D version now with the glasses and all that stuff, but back then it wasn't the 3D version. They'd made it into a normal 2D to put out on video, and it looked like shit because the film doesn't do so well when you put it back into normal film. It looks weird, like slightly out of focus.
It does.
And the whole film felt really fucking odd, and he finds the hockey mask and then becomes.
Yeah. Well, which one is the Crispin Glover dance?
That's part 4, isn't it?
Yeah, because that is
the last one.
That is something to be. That is something to be seen.
The Crispin Glover dance. We'll shove it on now.
Yeah.
Because. Yeah. That's something in itself, isn't it? Jesus Christ. But good though. I mean, part 4 actually quite a good film. Like as far as they go.
I think
I think probably like in terms of like entertainment. Actually, for me, in terms of entertainment, I'll always go to part 5 because of the stupid like singing and all the weirdness in that film.
Hey baby, hey baby,
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh.
I'm making your dinner, Junior. You hearing me, fella?
They hurt me, Mom! They hurt me!
I'm making your dinner.
This ain't starting, man. Fucked up again, it ain't starting. I'm gonna kick your ass, kick your ass. Come on now. Come on, everybody, this ain't starting. Come on, motherfucker. Fix the fucking car.
But as quality goes, probably like part 4 and part 6
Yeah.
are good because they're like solid films. I think Tommy Jarvis, is it?
That's right. Yeah.
Number 6, he escapes and it's him versus Jason. That's quite a solid film throughout, really. Brings him back with the lightning and all that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And there's a great bit of editing in that as well with the caretaker. And like, you got to dig him up. And he goes, dig him up. Do they think I'm a fart head? And then all the children go, yeah. They cut to the next scene.
What
that was amazing.
about Freddie Goes to Hell?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Because
That was fucked up. We that was in Martian Records as well. We saw that video in there. It's had the fire and the golden mask on it and all that stuff. We thought that looks amazing.
Because that's the one where
That's
the one where he possesses people.
Yeah.
But you can still, because he didn't want to be in the mask and didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
But you can still see him in the mirrors and stuff.
You can
like
still
that.
see in the mirrors. That's right. Yeah, he's a slug and he's going into people's mouths and possessing them that
That's
way,
right.
isn't he?
Yeah.
When we first saw that film, the beginning of it was amazing, where he's all like just fucked up looking at the beginning, and he's going through the forest. He's really big, and they blow him up, and we're like, they're just blowing him up. What's going to happen for the rest of the film? Like, how did they do that? And then there's a slug, and we're like, oh, that explains that then. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfectly acceptable. Yeah. So that was a mess of a film, but I did like the fact this is in it. So
The
there's a bit where they
Necronomicon,
go
yeah.
into a house and they pick up the Book of the Dead. This is a version I made myself. This came out on DVD years ago, the Book of the Dead, and it had like a sort of latex. It has all the pages in it. Had a latex thing going on the outside. The latex disintegrates over time, and you're left with just the DVD book and a load of dust. So I got paper mache and paint, and remade the cover. There's the ear. Look, I think it turned out alright.
I think it's top quality.
Yeah. Yeah, this turns up in that bloody film, which is just great. And also, Freddie's glove.
Isn't that how they explain it? That's why he's got supernatural powers.
I think
because
so,
his
yeah,
mother read
yeah.
the Necronomicon
Yeah.
and brought Jason back.
Isn't that weird to try and mess all the mash all these things up together? Like the Freddie's glove comes out and pulls his mask into the.
They all want it to be a part of a shared universe.
Yeah.
Well before the Marvel universe ever happened.
Yeah,
you know, it's like,
And then the next one will be the next one was Jason X, wasn't it? But the next one was supposed to be Freddie versus Jason, which is like a film that took like 20 fucking years or whatever to make. I liked it. I mean, actually did what it said with 10. I mean, really, you can't be disappointed. It's not. You weren't ever going to get a better film, I don't think, than what they did. So it was all right. What was I going to say now? Lost my train of thoughts. Shit, I don't know. You carry on.
Okay. Yeah. So Friday the 13th, good series of films. You know, it's always nice to just sit down.
Yeah.
You know, if there's nothing else on, you know, it's something
of
to
course.
watch. You know.
A friend of mine, it's the same guy who put the deleted scenes back into movies. He was working on an extended version of Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
And he explained to me that the original ending, was they carried on. This is the script before it never got filmed. But they were fighting, you know, Freddy and Jason were fighting, and they fall into the ground and they fall down into hell.
Yeah.
And they're in a dark room, and all these chains come out of hooks.
So it's Hellraiser.
Yeah, they pull them up and they're both suspended in the air. And then Pinhead walks into the middle bit and he says, "So, gentlemen, how are we going to resolve this?" Or something along those lines. Yeah. And that was where it would end. And you're like, that's such a good ending. Like, it's such a shame they couldn't get the rights from the company. Yeah.
So, what did you think, Hellraiser?
I love Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hellraiser 1 is amazing. Hellraiser 2 is okay. It's weird. Hellraiser 3 I enjoyed more than 2.
Yeah.
And then that's where it ends, really.
for me, like, again, Hellraiser is something that I couldn't get. My mum loved it, my brother loved it.
Yeah.
But as I've got older, like, I've got into it. Yeah, I love 1, 2's great, 3 is great.
Yeah, and
there's one with Lance Hendrickson in, he's like sort of, it's one where like he sort of invites like kids to his party, like it's a massive great rave, and like he's got an ulterior motive for it.
Was that a later one then? Was that
It was a later one, yeah. I think, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So the Hellraiser films, yeah. Great films.
Yeah, I love in part 3 with the big sculpture of the box and things all stuck in there. And I love the tramp in the first one eating the crickets. So he turns into like a big sort of like dragon thing, doesn't he? Well, that was great.
Well, as you know, I'm a big Star Trek fan, so I used to watch DS9, and Terry Farrell, who played Dax in that, was in the 3rd one, so that's primarily why I watched it, mate. So.
Come to daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, but it gives like a nice.
The wife is vile,
but it gives a nice little backstory to like Pinhead as well, doesn't it? You know, it's not. You know, but
so good. The box as well is amazing. It always reminded me slightly of Gremlins. At the beginning of Gremlins, he goes to buy the gremlin, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like a weird shop. And at the beginning of Hellraiser, he's what is your pleasure? And takes the box. And it always reminded me a bit of that. Maybe it's the same person, same shop.
Yeah.
You can buy another one if you want. I'll buy it for $1. So very interesting, very weird that. God, yeah.
That was us on the tangent again.
That was on the tangent again, yeah. But what I always wondered as well, it'd be nice to see what they should do next with the Hellraiser film is they should make one where they get the pleasure instead. So they get all the angels and like the brighter side of it. They've never shown us that.
No.
They've only ever shown us like the Rubik's Cube being doing done wrong. Yeah. They should do the film where it just gets done right, all the angels and all that. I'd like to see it just on film, just to see what they're kind of talking about there.
Or just put it to bed.
Just turn that one into a porn film.
Yeah.
You find, then,
I'm guessing there's a porn parody out there somewhere.
There's a porn parody of everything. Yeah. Star Wars, Star Trek, A Night of the Erotic Dead. That's another one. I want to go into that.
There's E.T. porn as well.
E.T. porn. Ouch. Yeah. Imagine that toy, the finger, that like only bought by women back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. I watched all the Wrong Turn films. I watched all fucking 6 of those and the remake, or reboot, or whatever the hell that is supposed to be. Part 6 was also a reboot as well, because that didn't go by any of the original story. They're like monks in that film, aren't they?
Yeah, it was kind
of like a sort of downstairs, like a jacuzzi room or something, and then they come in like as like monks. You're like, what the fuck is going on in this film?
Definitely, the first one has a vibe of The Hills of Eyes.
Yeah, the first one was really good. It's really funny because it's it reminded me of like a slightly more serious version of Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like these ridiculous like serial killer like rednecks come in. Like it was so silly.
Absolutely.
But then Hills of Wrong Turn 2, Henry Rollins. And they're doing like a survivalist
thing.
Are,
it's like a reality show.
Yeah. That was a really good sequel because it was so like cheap and kind of crap, but it worked. It worked for me, you know. Did you see You've seen them all?
I've seen them all. Yeah, except the remake.
Oh, you should
check it out.
Check it out. Okay. It's interesting, definitely. I like the ending of it is great. I won't give it away, but the ending is fantastic. Part 3, what happens in part 3? Which is that the skiing one?
Part 3 is the skiing one where the rowdy teens or the roundy teens classics go off and they like stay in this, I'm guessing, this mental hospital.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel, and what is it, 4 Finger or 5 Finger or whatever? They're there and all that. Yeah. And the rowdy teens get high, and shenanigans ensues.
Shenanigans happen. Okay, so which was the one that had the guy played Pinhead?
That was 5, where it was like a
and the girl from Hollyoaks.
Girl from Hollyoaks.
Yeah.
And Pinhead in it.
Yeah,
but he played like their father.
Yeah,
but their father was in the first one.
No, you don't think he was there. He was a guy that just found them, or just stumbled upon them.
Yeah,
but he's like a sort of like Southern Cross, like a Confederate type, wasn't he? Like,
pretty much.
And that was an absolutely bonkers thing to add. And his character was horrible in that as well, just like vile. I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was going to be shit. And they were also having the Mountain Man Festival as well.
That's right. Yeah, so they could walk amongst everybody.
Is that a real thing in America then? The Mountain Man thing?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. And then there was another one which had like the tough guy from like Green Street or Football Factory or whatever.
Oh yes.
Playing a Mexican. Yeah, that was they had to break out of jail, and then they're being transported from jail, aren't they?
That's right.
The prison bus gets attacked.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
That had some weird fucking CGI in it. Every death in that. And when someone gets like split in half or something, weird CGI, and like you're like, that doesn't look good.
Could have been a 3D one.
Why have they done that? It's like it's about the same time as, no, it wasn't. It was much later than Halloween H2O, I guess.
Yeah.
But that had like weird CGI and stuff in it as
Yeah.
well. Like over his mask, CGI his mask back on.
That was strange. Yeah, because like, it looked like an unfinished shot.
Yeah,
You know when they did it, and you know the bit when she's looking through the porthole and you see his eyes.
Yeah.
You know that's the mask looked a bit cheaped out.
They look terrible. They've done a lot of weird like CGI death scenes in films. Like they don't do it anymore, but they were doing it in the early 2000s. Wasn't Resident Evil where they get like sliced in half by the laser beam?
Yeah.
And there's a Death Ship as well.
I think that was a craze at the time though.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a fad.
Yeah.
You know, like 3D
slicing people in half very neatly. Like do you remember Death Ship? Have you seen that?
Yeah, Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship, that's it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the old one, Death Ship. Isn't it? Ghost Ship, with the it slices them.
Yeah, and the little girl's the one left standing. Yeah.
I want to add that into Titanic or something.
I quite enjoyed that movie. That was right.
Yeah.
When he's king of the world, they can
I want to make the ultimate boat movie and just like splice in all the bad scenes from boat movies into one film, and then have like Godzilla attack it, because the Godzilla film in the late 90s also had the boat bit, didn't it?
Yeah. I only remember the Godzilla cartoon from the 80s. Like.
Godzuki.
Yes, Godzuki was his.
Yeah, Jesus. I like the Godzilla films. There's been many of those. I mean, that would be like a whole like 4-hour video anyway. Okay, so yeah, so I guess we'll end now. Please like, share, and subscribe to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Show.
Because there's no room left in hell.
Welcome to the video collection. Top quality films on top quality tape at one unbelievable price.
You gonna get it, bitch.
Oh, lighten up, Demon. You'll feel a lot better after you shit.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh. Nita?